Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Jason Henderson, and I am excited to be with you again. It gives me great pleasure for us to get prepared for Juneteenth. That's right, Saturday, the 19th. We are going to celebrate Juneteenth. And Ice Fire Martial Arts is a program in which I teach kids in Washington, D.C. about how to defend themselves. And so we're raising money for our program with our kids, and we're excited about it. It only costs you $10. $10 to come to our festival. That's right. You can come in, it's virtual, but you'll be able to come in and out, and you're going to be able to see some dynamic speakers. The panel is full, and they are ready and excited to come before you. And we have some authors that are amazing. And I have one with me right now. And that is Master V, Valencia Robinson. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am truly, truly awesome and grateful for the opportunity. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Listen, for anyone who is watching out there, you want to get a chance to hear about Master V and what she is doing with the books that she has and what she's been doing as an author. But we're going to find out more about her in a moment, right?
Yes.
we, we are excited about her work. I want to go back, Master V,
Yes.
to the month of February. You
Yes.
put together an accountability group.
Yes.
Tell everybody about this group you put together.
The idea was, instead of women in particular sitting around on Valentine's Day being lonely, I said, why not come together and let's talk about how we can move forward as a group, how we can be accountable to each other to achieve our goals. So the idea was to take the focus off of Valentine's Day if you didn't have that love space going on at the time, and to come together and push each other toward our dreams. So that was the ultimate idea with that group.
Well, being a part of that group, we've been moving since, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
So you have been on a movement. You have a book that's coming out. You want to tell us about the book?
Right. It's called She Rose. And it's The Girls Look
Mm,
Like Us, Black, Brown, Variations Thereof. And the idea is to shed light on Black belt women in the martial arts and what we've done and what we've been doing in the communities via the martial arts. So I want to highlight all these phenomenal women that you'll never hear about. You may see the movie stars or you may see the national leaders, but you don't see these behind the scene women who are stronghold in their communities and helping everyone to move forward. It doesn't really matter whose community we're working in, but the idea is to push us forward, to get us going on the path that we should be going on. So I want to highlight these awesome women.
yeah, you're onto an amazing book. But what inspired you to become an author?
Oh, wow, my gracious. I'm a poet. I've been writing poetry since
Really?
elementary school. I have a poetry book out, but I guess I am the person who's sensitive in terms of I feel people's energy. I cannot
Yeah.
tell you what you're thinking, but I can tell you when you shift your energy. I can tell you when there's something in the background that's going on. I can't read your mind, but I am very sensitive to energy. I've been reading, like I said, writing poetry as a kid. So in 1998, I think it was, I wrote my first children's book, and it's called The Five Senses of Color, which is about diversity, teaching kids how to respect people regardless of where they are, who they are, what they look like, so on and so forth. So that's my very first book.
Wow, that is amazing. That sense, and that's part of what Juneteenth is about, just being discerning, being able to reach one another as we are as a people.
Yes.
We are advancing, and we call this a Jubilee Book Festival.
All right
This
now.
is not this is a Jubilee, and Jubilee means to have expression of joy.
Yes.
And there's a reason for this expression of joy. For you guys who are listening, Juneteenth is celebrating 1865, when all the states finally realized that we are free.
Yes.
So imagine if you were in shackles. Imagine if you were enslaved and
Mm.
someone finally let you free.
Wow.
Would you be joyous?
Oh my
And
gosh.
And that's what we are looking for Saturday.
Yes.
Listen, Master V, I hope you can understand this. We are encouraging those who are listening to express your Afrocentrism.
Mm-hmm.
Express it. You know, wear your dashiki, play the music, express your hair, ladies. Wear your t-shirts that expresses your Afrocentrism, and that's when we're going to have a good time. Master B, make sure you have a something that you could pour out some water, because we're gonna have a libation ceremony.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm going to get a chance to call out my grandmother's name. Oh man, I just can't wait. Who would you be calling out? Those who inspired you, those who came before you that are no longer with us. Yes, it touches us.
Ooh.
Take
My
your time.
parents and grandparents for sure.
Yeah. You know, my grandfather didn't get a chance to see me become who I am. My grandmother watched me cross the stage in college. That was my motivation to get my first degree, was my Nana. And
Awesome.
so we're going to pour out. Guys, if you're listening, even if you're not on the panel, have water ready. Go somewhere where you can pour out water to us all for about 10 minutes. We just going to be calling out names.
Awesome.
We're going to call them out. We're going to be blessing folks.
Yes, indeed.
And
yes,
it's going to be amazing. And we have a lineup, and thanks to you, having you a part of this project is going to be phenomenal.
I am honored. Trust me, I am honored.
Yes. So to the listening audience, I get the pleasure of calling you Master V. Why is that?
To some people, I'm a baby in the martial arts, but it's that 23 years in the martial arts and combat Town. So that's another honor, you know, to have come in the door, not even thinking I was going to hang around, figure out, let me try it out because GM Scott said, hey, I had a program for you. But to have stuck with it, and, you know, other people dropped off along the way, I guess is what I'm saying. So it's truly a blessing. And you don't realize how much you've grown in 23 years until you look back and say, oh my gracious, this is where I am. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. I have so much more to do and so many more places to go and so much more to grow within myself. But it's truly a blessing.
And she's very humble, you guys. She is a black belt. The bottom line is she is a black belt. Not only is she a black belt, she has several degrees in her black belt. And that narrative needs to be changing for the African-American community. Yes. When we have someone like you, you are changing the narrative for African-American women. Yes. You are a Shiro. You are someone in our community that we want to lift you up. We're going to lift you up on Juneteenth because you've done something amazing. You've completed a work. You completed a work. This weekend, we had the pleasure of doing a Bible study. I had a chance to go into the good book. And the good book said that lets me know that Jesus is an author. And not only was he an author, he's a finisher. He's the finisher of my faith, right? So
right now,
I have to say to you, congratulations, because every time you finish your work, it's in the order of being able to be a writer, and that is amazing in itself. So we're celebrating authors because there was a time in history that people who were Africans and enslaved were not able to read and write. So we're taking an angle of literacy. Why is it so important that we teach our next generations and our babies that are to come how to read and write?
Because in my mind, you really can't grow unless you can read. You can listen all day long, but to me, when you're listening to other people, you're kind of taking on their expression, their opinion. When you read it for yourself, you get an opportunity to decide for yourself. Is this true? Is this not true? Does this work for me? Should I share it? So on and so forth. I am big primarily on adult literacy. It kind of pains my heart to think that a grown person can't read, wants to read, wants to learn how to read, but doesn't have the heart to reach out and say, hey, can you help me? It bugs me to no end. So with my sorority, that's one of our big things, teaching adults basic reading and math, because I want them to feel empowered like we do when we read. The more you read, the more you see that life is not in this little tiny box. It's just so much more to learn. So yes, reading is crucial to our community to move forward.
Yeah, we're talking about reading, and there's a science to reading. And it took time for me to look at the elements of the science to reading. It's being able to understand phonemics, to recognize the letters, you know, and then to have phonics, to be able to enunciate and pronunciate words. And then we become fluent with our ability to read and to build on our vocabulary. But at the end of fluency and building on vocabulary is comprehension.
There you go. And that's so crucial. That's so crucial. And the one key thing that you said, vocabulary. If I can teach you a new word a week, guess what? I can help you to read more items. I can help you to see farther into what you can do as a human being. So reading is just crucial. Like you said, we couldn't read at one time. We were reprimanded. We were caught reading way back in slavery time and shortly after slavery time. So it's up to us, not just the future generations, but the generations that are here now. We have to make that priority. Teach those babies how to read, but not in school, before they get to school. So if we can get these young parents now to read now, so they can read to their children, then I think we'll be a little step farther in our advancement.
Listen, we have an amazing lineup. If those who are out there who are listening, on Saturday, we start out talking about the role of the HBCUs and its role for advancement of Black people historically since Juneteenth. We got a discussion on the Black church.
Yes.
We got some ministers that's going to bring it, right? I have a brother by the name of Zakai Free. Okay. And I did an interview with him the other night. He said this. He said, and this blew my mind. He said that it got to a point that where they did not allow us to read and write, right? So this 400 years in America, this colonization, but what about the history before then? When we were able to read and communicate and do great things, that after they opened up the ability for us to read and write, we stepped right back into our excellence. And when you understand that the use of spiritual songs, the Negro spirituals was a way for us to communicate.
Yes.
Even we didn't have to read or write. We were singing.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes. And so Juneteenth is special to us. We're going to also light a candle. If you got a candle, we're going to light that candle for the next generation. Who would you light the candle for? Who's that next generation of Robinsons that you want to encourage? Your next generation, your children's children.
Right. My children and my children's children. Absolutely. So my daughters, my grandkids, my nephews and nieces, my great nephews and nieces, my students, everyone who is going to be leading us in the future. I want the candle to be lit for them.
Amen. And have them, if they could be there, they're part of this event.
Yes.
Have a candle and light that candle so that everybody can light that fire. And we want them to see us about education and about something positive.
Yes.
This is a virtual event, and we chose to do something powerful for Juneteenth. Awesome. How can people find you?
They can find me at safetyexpertsgroup.com or Instagram at Guru V. I just keep it simple.
And look, I follow you on Instagram. I see the books, I see the posts. And if you have not got a chance to see any of the videos, please get a chance to see the videos. Why martial arts for women? Why is this important?
I just did a statistic from World Health Organization. 736 million women will experience violence in their lifetime. If that's not enough to make you say, you know what, I need to know something, then we need to have a conversation, because women are the predator's number one victim. And unfortunately, it's usually a man. So even if your child doesn't take a full program in martial arts, at least some type of self-defense aspect. What do I do? And that what do I do starts with awareness. Knowing that you are a prime target or a predator is enough to make you think, let me pay more attention to my surroundings. Let me avoid this place, so on and so forth. So that's why.
You know, last night we had a chance to do an interview with another amazing female martial artist. I asked her the same question I'm going to ask you. Most of us get a chance to see and know you as Master V, at least in my circle, because I train with you. What else would you want people to know about Valencia Robinson outside of Master V?
Oh my gosh, that I care. You know, I want to see, and it's not just us, people of color. I want to see people reach their potential, because I see life as we are all one. And my belief is that there is only one God, and we are all his children. It doesn't matter what your spiritual beliefs are, what your culture is, what your race is, that if I can help you move forward in your life, then that's my purpose, to inspire you to go bless somebody else with your gift. That's what I want to leave behind. Go help somebody move forward.
And you said a humanitarian. I have had the pleasure of training with you and working with you. I told you this year that we were going to share the stage together. And this is what, number 2, right?
Yes, sir. You have been amazing. And trust me, we appreciate you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. It's in 2020. You started 2021. You started it. You said, hey, we got to stretch. And I said, look, if we're going to do this, we're going to share the stage for the second time. I want to thank you for the work that you have done with I Am a Martial Artist. Guys, you have to see the film, the documentary film that features Master V, Valencia Robinson. She's on the film as a subject matter expert, as a martial artist. She's also featured in my new book that's going to be launched as a subject matter expert in martial arts. The quotes that you have shared in that film is going to be featured in my upcoming book that's being launched.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for the team that you have brought together, those who have participated in it. But my book is being launched, and you're in my book. You're quoted in my book. And so, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm honored. Listen, let me tell you one thing about you, my brother. I say it all the time. I like working with people who are positive. You are so positive. And I like working with people who lift everybody up. We don't sit around and gossip. We sit around and we encourage each other and we edify each other. And to me, especially this stage of my life, that's the only way to be, because I have a purpose. You have a purpose, and the Creator has brought us together to make this purpose go forward. So I want to keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Is anything I can do to help you keep moving forward? I'm going to do it. Absolutely.
Yes. And you have done that. It's been amazing. And I won't stop until this film gets somewhere out here to Netflix and nationally recognized.
Right, there you go.
So I just want to say thank you to you publicly. And we're going to get excited for Saturday.
Yes.
You got the last words. What would you say to somebody? Oh, you know what? I want to share this point. I would love for you to answer this.
Yes.
What would you say to someone out there who is not an author, who thought about writing a book, who has not written a book, but Saturday we want to encourage them? What would you say to someone who's on that brink or on that brink of making something special happen in writing a book?
Do it. You got the inspiration for a reason. So it's for you to bring that inspiration to life. Do it. No excuses. Just do it.
I love it. Y'all heard it right here. Master V said do it, right? And sometimes it just comes out that simple. I
Yes.
am excited to have you. I look forward to Saturday, and
Yes,
you're
indeed.
going to blow their socks out. And I can't wait
Oh,
to
well,
talk to you
excited.
more about it. So you heard it, where you can find her. And if you
Yes.
ever wanted to take a class with you, if there's a martial artist out there, somebody who wants to do martial arts, where would they find you?
They can find me online, safetyexpertsgroup.com, or they can come on into Full Circle and train with me in-house. So they have two options.
Yes. If you're ever in the DMV, come on over to Full Circle and get a
Yes.
great workout. I'll be
Yes.
there. So most of the time I'm over there. I want to thank
We
you for the
enjoy
interview.
having you.
I thank you for this interview. Guys, you have Master V, Valencia Robinson, and we are excited to have her for the Juneteenth Jubilee Book Festival.
Yes.
And we're excited for it. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
You bet. And